My name is Halfton Nelson, and I'm the owner of the Threaded Elephant Clothing Company. Well, the history of the Threaded Elephant was conceived one day. I was sitting at my computer, very small screen, and what I wanted to do was try to find out how to do graphic design. I had no experience. I've never been to college for graphic design, fashion design, anything whatsoever pertaining to fashion. So I sat at a computer. I'll never forget, I was in the basement, and I just literally looked around at all of the clothing brands that I felt were the cool brands at the time. At the time, it was LRG, Coogi, of course, you know, Levi, Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger, and I really took a liking to the brands such as Ralph Lauren, Levi. I really wanted to make sure that my company kind of followed the footsteps of the Levi's, the Gaps, Tommy Hilfigers, the Polos, you know, just kind of slowly come onto the scene, not necessarily coming on, you know, with, you know, the fad of the moment, you know, and really create timeless designs. So when I went to create my designs, I was like, okay, this is it right here. And this was in 2007, early 2007, so late 2007. What happened was, I said, well, you know, I've never been to school for anything. I just got, you know, my designs going. The company wasn't incorporated. I didn't even have a real company at all. It was just me, full of ideas. So I entered into a international fashion show, which is crazy because I was just going through a local paper, and it was an advertisement saying, you know, looking for local designers, you know, to, you know, audition for a fashion show coming up. So I figured in my eyes that if I submit my designs to this company, that they would keep me in mind for the following year, and I had no problem, you know, with being denied because I literally was a couple months old and wasn't even a real company yet. I got into this fashion show, and there were tons of designers trying to get into this particular fashion show, and they only selected 10 designers. So once I found out that I was selected among the 10, I didn't care where I placed in this show because it was a competition as well, as long as they, you know, they considered me, you know, to be one of the top 10 that they liked, you know. So once I got into the show, you know, I really concentrated on the types of models that I got because I do understand the branding process, how to market a brand to where it's acceptable by everybody. So I made sure I got black, white, Asians, young, old, literally. I mean, I had a couple models that were over 40, a couple that were barely 20, African Americans, whites, Asians, literally picked everywhere. And I did that on purpose because I understood that me being a black designer, by picking all black models, in my eyes, if you're white, Asian, you really couldn't see yourself wearing my clothing. So I did that. Make a long story short, in that fashion show, the international show, I got second. That really just kind of what just propelled my company through the roof. I mean, literally, I've never been to a fashion show. I've never participated in a fashion show. I've seen a couple on TV, but this was the only one I've ever been in. So for me to get second in this huge show, which was huge, you know, I had buyers from Macy's when they were at the Railway Exchange come to me and approach me. And even though I got second, they told me the reason why I didn't win was because I only had tops and everybody else had full outfits. But they loved the designs, the colors, you know, how I branded everything. And I was really appreciative of that. What I decided to do was, once I decided to create my own flagship store here in St. Louis, I did the proper research, you know, on, what needs to be done, you know, in terms of branding it and, you know, the look of the store, you know, and, how to make the interior of my store give you the feeling of, you know, how I want the brand to be understood by my customers, you know. So I feel like if you buy a shirt, the Threaded Elephant shirt, you know, once you come inside the store, you'll get the feel of, you know, where it is I'm trying to take the brand. You know, my store is really clean. It's clutter free. You know, it's exactly what you need. It's small, it's simple. But you know, once I decided to go ahead and open up my store, you know, it's been very good. You know, it's really been a blessing. And I couldn't complain because, you know, it was a huge risk that I took. You know, I took a lot of risks, you know, and a lot of people, you know, questioned me, doubters, you know, friends, family that was like, you know, what the heck, you know, this is crazy, you know, but it's a beautiful situation, and I understand that, you know, in order for me to achieve a lot of the things that people who have been outside of St. Louis have achieved, I have to do and follow those footsteps, because for me to maintain, you know, my bread and expect for it to grow and not take risks, you know, I won't go anywhere. You know, I could be online and just sell shirts all day. For the future, I definitely see the Threaded Elephant being a global clothing company. Like I said, I really, really, really do like the Louis Vuittons. I like the Levi's. I like the Polo Ralph Lauren's. And again, you know, I really, really love the quality. I like the image that Louis Vuitton has created for themselves. I love the image that Levi has created for themselves. I love the image that Polo Ralph Lauren has created for themselves. And if you notice, none of these brands follow trends. They never follow trends. You know, you'll have your certain companies, I won't mention, you know, that have come in and with the rock star t-shirts and the rhinestones and here and there and the big threads, you know, on the jeans and everything. But if you notice, those companies come and those companies go. These companies that I've mentioned have been here before, during, and after every trend. You know, so I do see my clothing company running parallel with all of those brands. You know, and another thing that I do is I compare logos. I'm huge on branding. So if you would take the Threaded Elephant logo, you sit that next to a Gucci logo, sit that next to a Levi's logo, sit that next to a Louis Vuitton's logo, sit that next to a Polo Ralph Lauren logo. You literally can sit that logo next to every reputable logo in the brand and say, that's it. That fits. That literally fits right there. You know, it's no money signs, no money bags. It's nothing that says, hey, this is just blacks, this is just whites, you know, and, you know, it's just only for us. You know, it's not like that. You know, you can look at my logo and say, hey, you know, I couldn't tell if it's a black designer, white designer, young designer, old designer. It's literally just what it is. You know, and that's really what I want to create, a timeless brand for everyone. So I definitely see my clothing company being a huge, huge impact on the world and just being like a melting pot for the new class.